What happens when a Latina woman steps into a male-dominated industry and builds a thriving business from the ground up?
Welcome to the She Means Business Master Society podcast, where we empower entrepreneurs to thrive in their journey. In each episode, we dive deep into the world of entrepreneurship. We've faced our fair share of challenges, and that's why we've created this space. Here, we will connect with incredible guests, key figures in their fields who have navigated the ups and downs of their entrepreneurial careers. Together, we will share our experiences, insights, and tools that can help you elevate your business to new heights. So, get ready to be inspired, motivated, and equipped with the knowledge you need to succeed. Let's jump into today's episode. Comenzamos.
Welcome to the She Means Business podcast. My name is Jacqueline Andrea. I am a photographer, a personal brand developer, and the mind behind She Means Business. And today I have a very special guest. You always have a special guest, but today's guest is extra special. My guest today is the powerhouse behind WTF and More by Borgwald, and a successful window tinting company. And also she is the Vice President of LeTip 215 West and belongs to many other communities, serving as part of the boards as an active member. And she's proof that strong networks, bold moves, and hard-led leaderships can transform your business. Damas y caballeros, Lori Borgwald. Bienvenida, welcome.
Buenas tardes, muchas gracias.
And as you can see, a hot Latina in business. Lori, thank you so much for making the time. Lori is also part of the She Means Business Campaign 2025, and I am so excited to get to talk to you a lot more about your business. I know I said the WTF, but it means Window Tinting
Films. LV.
LV. That is the whole name of the business. And I want to talk a lot more about your business and how you started, but also I want you to introduce yourself to people that may not know you.
Okay, well, I am Lori Borgwald. I was raised in Mexico City and a transplant from California to Vegas in 2008. I was raised by very traditional Hispanic parents, and I am the oldest of 4 children. I started a business back in 2016 in my mid-50s. And I would love to say that this was like a story that I had a mission, to do something, a purpose. And it was not also out of survival. It was actual planning for my old age. What is going to happen when I become, of age of 60, if I want to continue working, because I don't want to retire. I love working. So I thought, okay, what is going to happen when someone doesn't want to have me employ anymore because I am of an older age, or, there is another change in an organization and my position is phased out, which is basically what it was about to happen when I decided to get started on this business. And my husband, who is the same age, was also facing the same dilemma. His company had been sold to another person and the culture was different. So I thought, I don't want someone to have that type of power over what I can do, where I can work, when I can work. And WTF was born. And yes, it was born as WTF and More by Borgwald, because I was really always thinking about acronyms. And I thought, well, Window Tint Films, WTF. Well, over the time, it has evolved, because when I put my business in Yelp, people didn't know what WTF was. Some of them got offended by it, and people didn't know. And of course, thinking marketing and how to sell more, how to be more present, we changed it to Window Tint Films LV. So that was a few years ago. But then at that time, I said, we're not just Window Tint Films, LV. I think the WTF really stands for Women, Tenacity, and Family.
Boom! And there's where the mic drop goes, right there. What a beautiful story. And part of the story, well, the whole story about Lori and how she started, how she came to the States and all that fun stuff is going to be in the book for She Means Business. But when was that moment that you were like, I want to be an entrepreneur? It was not with this window tinting company, right?
No,
It was before.
Way before. My dad my mom was very ambitious. It was a stay-home mom, but she was always very looking for how to bring value, money value to the marriage, because she was raising 4 kids in Mexico City. My dad was the only one working, and so she was into sales, selling, I don't know, Tupperware, or Stanley Home, for those that remember that. Those different things like jewelry, and among her friends, always belonging to a school board like the PTA and all of that. And
Very active.
Very active. She thought that I had that in me, and I didn't think so. I was a very shy person, believe it or not. Very, very shy.
Wow, and now she's a power connector. Look at that change.
So I would say that in my mid-20s, I think I got the bug. My dad has always been my dad was in sales. My mom had that bug, and I didn't think I did. But around in my mid-20s, I wanted to start my own business, and I started a business that it was a recovery and collections, but then it also came with the amnesty time. And from there on, I had numerous businesses in the legal industry, interpreting and translation. I had one of the fun ones that I had, going through a divorce and thinking that I needed to compensate for that. I went into designer sunglasses.
Well, look at that.
So that was a really fun one. And then I went into working for someone for about, I would say, 8 years. And I thought, okay, well, I did what I needed to do because change of circumstances. And at the end of 8 years, I was recently married, and I thought, hey, I am getting old, you're getting old, and let's do something.
Well, we're getting all together. That's the magic. And so your partner is your husband. Your partner in business is your husband. And how has that been? How long you been in business?
So we've been in business since 2016, summer of 2016. So we're going for our 10-year anniversary next year. So we're very excited about that.
Wow.
And I had been married before, and I had worked with my ex-husband before. So it was a familiar ground for me. But I didn't realize that going into the construction industry was really unfamiliar. Right. So those were the challenges that we had as working as a couple, because it's a very different environment. It was a couple of years of trying to get used to each other's, way of working, and getting used to, it was a fairly new marriage as well. So it was a lot of dynamics going on. But I will say that it's a lot that brings us together. So yes, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of things, and planning for our future, planning for what we want to leave to our kids, planning for really encouraging women to be in this industry has brought us really close. I think that we're very strong. We have a very strong marriage and working relationship.
And what a great team, right?
Yes.
Yasmin, because you are the face pretty much. You are the one that goes up front and makes the connections and then he's working behind the scenes pretty much, right?
So he is working behind the scenes or not. And one of the things that it was very important to me is that this is a woman-owned business. And I didn't want it to be a woman-owned business just because I am on paper 51%, I wanted to make sure that I own it, in the sense of knowledge, in the sense of contribution, of participation, that it was a true women-owned business by not only because, I'm married to this person that was in the industry, but also hiring women to come in to the field, supporting them. So I learned everything about film, everything about construction. I knew zero when I started. My husband had all the background. He does have all the, he had at that time, I should say, all the relationships with the hospitality industry.
Oh.
And I wanted to open it up to the small commercial. And definitely residential was word of mouth, so I wanted to expand into that. And I knew the value of networking because I had businesses before. And this is what I do best. And yes, I am the face of WTF, Window Tint Films.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and I love the fact that you are also bringing more women into this industry. How many people do you have on your team?
So we have 3 full-time installers, and they're all women. We have tried guys. And there's nothing against the guys, but
but yes,
women are more reliable for this industry. Okay. Yes, we had the physical challenges because we're talking about heights, we're talking about carrying, the ladders are like, I don't know, I will say over 50 pounds, almost 100 pounds, the ladders and all that. So we had those challenges, but we overcame. We had 3 women installers. We have another woman who is in administration.
Nice.
We do have an on-call pool of installers, and they could be mixed, women and men. They're usually men. And so I would say our steady team is a team of 6.
Okay, and then part of it is women, and then you.
So it's only one man right now.
Only one.
My husband.
I love it. Be like, yeah, there's no man, just one.
Poor thing. He's
and
overpowered.
I love this. How has it been to present yourself as a woman of business, but also in a business that is not usually for women? It's not seen as women business. How do people take that?
So I will say that at the beginning it was a little bit intimidating because I was new to the industry of window film. I was new to the environment of construction, of facilities engineers. I mean, it could be a little bit rough, and I was intimidated by it. But then I joined NAWIC, which is National Association of Women in Construction, which has been a wonderful organization for me to belong to, because I was able to get empowered by other women that have had the same fears, that have had the same obstacles. And it gets to a point where you no longer see that there are these challenges. You're just part of the process. I will say that the minute that you stop making that being a chip on your shoulder, I mean, everything else opens up.
But it's definitely a personal decision, right? Because you just said you were intimidated by it.
Yes.
So you were presenting probably yourself as like a little bit more shy, which you are not, but you were probably presenting yourself a little bit more shy. But now that you're like, I can do this, right? You decided you are able to do this, to represent that company the way you do. And now the way you present yourself is like you are so knowledgeable in this. So you are able to educate men and women, right, in this industry. And I will include myself there because I didn't know a lot of things, and we will go over that, a lot of things that window tinting involves. And it is a lot towards us women because it takes, security and all that fun stuff that we're going to talk about later. But I love this, Lori. Well, first of all, that you really put your face out there as the owner, the face of the company, that you're bringing more women into it. And I think this is something that we need to applaud because we need more of that. And yes, women are a lot more detail-oriented, a lot more responsible because we are focused, right? We're responsible of little humans most of the time, and it's like, well, we can juggle, right? You can juggle into one thing or another. So tell me about services, and I really want you to explain the one that I'm impressed by, which is the security films, because I was born and raised in Guatemala, so usually I'm always like very scared, like if there's a big window in my house, and I really want that security. And whenever I met you, I learned about this that I didn't know before.
Okay, so it's called Window Tint Films and More, and people can relate to tinting because just about everybody here in Vegas has tinting in their car, right, on their car. So they think that tinting is going to darken your place, is going to make it like not very welcoming, but so that's a myth because we have very clear tinting too. security film. I didn't know anything about security film 9 years ago. Nothing either. So don't feel like you're
Okay,
a stranger
good.
to that.
Okay.
So I went to classes. We take a lot of training, by the way. We're OSHA trained. I mean, we're not just your regular window tinting company. So I learned that they are like bomb blasting films. They are like security films. There's so many different applications to film that make you more secure in your environment. And so the one that really caught our attention, and that a lot of other companies offer as well, because it's not a secret, is security film. Security film it can be a clear layer of film, or it could be tinted. So, but what it does, it does provide you with security. So it makes it very hard for people to actually break your window, or they can break your window, but to penetrate, to go through the film. So the average, people were saying is about 5 minutes. So we did test it. We have, as seen videos and everything. It takes about an average of 8 minutes, making a lot of noise. It might eventually break the glass, but the film keeps the glass together, and so you will need to use a lot of force, a lot of noise, and have the time to be hitting that window for about 5 to 8 minutes.
So by the time they are able to break in, you're already alert. You're already awake if it is in the middle of the night.
So if you really count 8 seconds, when you are in panic mode, 8 seconds is a lot, right?
Yes.
But that's basically all it takes for someone to break in when you have no film. Okay, so 8 seconds, you're going to get out of bed. So in this case, you're going to get out of bed, you're going to get to your door. It's going to take you about 5 seconds, and that person is walking into. So you're going to come face to face with the intruder if you don't have security film or some type of device that will really protect you. But now give it 5 to 8 minutes, a lot of noise. That's going to give you plenty of time to get your loved ones to safety. That's going to give you plenty of time to go ahead and call the authorities. They're going to take longer than the 8 minutes to get there, but that's also going to give you enough time, if you believe in guns, if you have another type of weapon, to go ahead and feel safe, to go ahead and get a hold of that weapon and have a plan. I mean, 1 minute at least, it gives you a plan of how to act. When there is
kind of shakes your face in the middle of the night.
But 8 seconds, 10 seconds, how much time do you have to really prepare for something?
Exactly. Oh my God, I love this. And that's one of the things that I got more impressed as a woman, as a Guatemalan, whenever I got to know more about your company. Lori, I love this. Let's make a quick pause right here, and we'll be back. We are back in the She Means Business podcast. We are here with my friend Lori Borgwald from WTF, Window Tinted Films. And what was the other meaning? The women?
Women, Tenacity, and Family.
That's right. And it's WTF and Borgwald on more, right?
And more by Borgwald, yes.
Yes, more by Borgwald. So we are back in this conversation. We are talking about Lori's business, how they provide this service of security, not only window tinting, which is very important here in Vegas because it gets very hot. And she provides this not only to residential, but also commercial, correct?
Commercial, and we do a lot of hospitality and schools and churches too.
Wow, you're everywhere.
Yes.
Look at you.
We're trying to.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love that you're everywhere. You're literally everywhere. And talking about being everywhere, you, Lori, you are also serving as part of the boards of many organizations. Can we talk about that?
So, yes. I have served, and I'm currently serving for NAWIC Las Vegas chapter. This is my second term, and I have been on membership, because my forte is definitely connecting people, networking, public relations. And so I thought that was where my skills could be best used. And so I have been doing that for NAWIC here, the Las Vegas chapter. I have been with LeTip for 7 years, and
Wow.
I know, since 2018, and about a year and a half ago, a very good friend of mine and we decided to have our own chapter.
Say her name. Say her name.
Fabiola Guevara.
I love how you say it in English. Stop it. Es Fabiola Guevara para los que hablan español.
Fabiola Guevara, Fabi.
Fabi.
And so in April of last year, we started a new chapter because we wanted to be a little bit different, still have the same structure that this networking organization provides, which I love. I went to different ones, and this is the one that was that called to me, because networking is not about this group or that group or anything like that. Is where you feel that you fit in, where you click in. It's about chemistry. So Fabiola and we thought, you know what, we're really good at networking. We're really connectors. We need to do this ourselves. Yeah. And so we did. We have it's called it 215 West LeTip. We have just about a couple of members shy from 30 members. And
it's a big group. It's a big number.
It's a big group. It's a big group because most of the groups are around 20 people, but we consistently are at around 28 to 32. And I am the VP for that chapter. I go ahead and take care of attendance, making sure that you're there, because if you are not showing up to your networking group, you're really not building a relationship.
Right.
You're really not getting the most out of your investment. So the return on investment is not there. Any association, any referral group that you want to belong to, it will only be as effective if you are participating. Mm-hmm. You cannot active. So the way I treat, this type of groups is I go there, I show up, and I get involved. Okay, I go there and I think this is like making an appointment with the client. This is not like, okay, this Tuesday I have time. Next Tuesday, oh no, I already have something. No, this is an appointment that I have, and I'm going to have a client there. Because I do have clients there. I also belong to Nevada Hispanic Business Group. I am part of the board. And guess what position I have?
Membership by VP.
Membership.
Like one of those.
A membership.
Of course, and you're so good at that.
So I was looking for another organization to belong to because NAWI, you can only be a director for a couple of years, and I'm still going to be part of the different committees there. But I needed to step down for this next coming year to let new blood come in, new ideas, right? So I started looking as to where do I want to belong? And I am Hispanic.
So
I want to help other businesses, other Hispanic businesses, because, a lot of us are not well educated as to all the resources. Mm-hmm. We're not well educated as to how to network. How do we network? Do I show up sometimes and I don't show up the other times? I mean, some of us, most of the Hispanic community are like that. We're not very consistent with networking.
Correct.
So I wanted to make a difference on how, as Hispanics, we present ourselves when we network. And I thought, well, Nevada Hispanic Business Group is a great organization to belong to, because it's not only about networking, but it's about the resources that are available to the community for new business owners. There are a lot of support on new startups, on helping you set up your business from zero.
Which is so important.
This is where I want to be. Now, Nevada Hispanic Business Group is not only for Hispanics. We service all communities, but obviously, we do have a focus towards Hispanic community.
And how how are you dividing your time to work and also be a grandma, because this woman is a grandma, and also to be able to network and to be in service for all these communities and foundations and corporations? And
networking is my role. Okay, I am the public relations of my company. I am the face of the company. So this is my job. But in doing this job, I found out that I am building relationships and I'm making a lot of friends. So this is my social life. So I think of it, okay, I want to go to this breakfast, I want to go to this luncheon, I want to go
And the
to this
company pays for
expo.
it.
Okay, so it is social, it is work. And so I get up sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm already working, or sometimes, I mean, that is the beauty of having your own business, right?
Absolutely.
You can work any time of the day. You can set your own schedule. It's also a drawback. You know, you are
You're
sometimes
working
it's
all the
late to your
time. Yeah.
But I try to have boundaries on that as well. You know, my personal time. And my personal time is basically my family time. You know, I am a grandma, a Mimi. That's what I'm called. I'm very family oriented. And so that's how I divide it. I don't feel that networking takes away from my business as far as my time that I dedicate to that. And I think that the secret is delegating. So I do have people behind the scenes that help me coordinate. You know, I am in touch with my clients. I do go to estimates. I prepare proposals. I do job walks for, you know, like new construction projects. I do it all, but I don't do it all full time.
Right.
So because
You're
I
not
still want to keep a
alone.
grasp of what is going on. I don't want to just be out of sight, out of mind,
Right.
even in
You're
my own
present.
company. Yes, I want to be present. So that's
And-
how I manage it.
And that is such a beautiful tool that all of us entrepreneurs should know, because we think that we cannot delegate. And most of the time we're not delegating 100%. It's kind of el ¿cómo se llama? Modo águila, right? So basically you're not doing it, but you're kind of looking at what
Overlooking,
is
yes.
happening. And that is something that I learned later in time in my business as well. I've been in business longer than you, but I learned that like 10 years after, you know, like that you have to delegate. You have to really let people learn how it's done, but also let other people do it. And you know, in my industry will be like progress, not perfection. So I'm like, it's not you have to keep that in mind. It's not you. They're not going to do it the way that you do it, but they're going to do it right. So, and it's everything you need. And that's a great advice for us women entrepreneurs. Is just delegate and really enjoy life. Yeah, you don't have a schedule, you don't have a set time, but at the same time you need to learn how to delegate and go network. A lot. Go network. I just recently started posting these videos because people think I am a very good networker, right?
You are.
And I believe I am. And I have a little story about it. One of my my friends, he was way older than me, and one day he said, I'm gonna teach you how to network. I was very young, you know, in the industry, and I'm like, I didn't go network like with a purpose, right? On purpose. So he will be like, okay, we're gonna go to this event, and whenever I tap your arm, that means you need to move into the other person. And me being a Latina, I don't know how to do short conversation, small talk, right? I don't know how to do that. I want to know about your family, about
You want to connect.
yes,
you want to really connect.
And I still do that because I needed to keep that because it's my essence. But at the same time, I learned how to work the room because of him. So I just recently started putting some videos up and some tips on what people that are new to this, that need to do it, can do it and can get it started. And you are definitely a power connector, my friend. No wonder why you're in memberships.
So, but you're right. When I started networking, many years later in my life, you know, I have been networking for a very long time, since I was 25. But networking was different. I was networking in a different industry. I was networking in a paralegal, not paralegal, the legal industry with a lot of lawyers and all that. But when I came here to Vegas in 2008, that I took a position for Absolute Dental. I was doing all their public relations, networking, community, events and all that. I had a mentor on networking as well, a very good friend. And I learned from her by observing. She wasn't telling me. But later in life, when I joined LeTip, I started learning more about networking by reading, and I used to go to a networking event and want to connect with a lot of people. but I wasn't being the most effective because let's just say I connected with 10 people, with 15 people, which you collect those cards, right? At the beginning when you go to a networking event. What are you going to do with the cards? I mean, you need to call 15 people. You need to set up a coffee or a lunch or something
Some sort of connection
for 15
after.
people. You need to send 15 emails. I mean, how much time is that taking you? How effective are you being? So I would say that probably 6 years, 7 years ago, I changed my approach. I said, okay, I'm going to this networking event. I'm going to meet 3 people. I'm going to meet
That's
3
a good
people,
number.
you know, because I need to follow up with them. They might be the right people. They might not be the right people. But they might be a good connection to someone else that is going to be a key to something in my business, to something in my growth. But I think that I can follow up with 3 people, you know, on top of already the people that I have in my list, in my network, on top of my my daily, you know, activities. Because if you are putting 10 people that you're connecting with on a weekly basis, on top of everything else, how exhausted are you?
It would be a lot of work.
It is. You need to follow up. I mean, networking is not effective if you're not going to follow up. If you're not going to follow up, if it is a conversation that you go to a mixer and that's where it's going to stop, how effective are you? Why are you even going to a mixer if you're not making something out of it or getting something out of it?
Yeah, I love that. I think that everyone has their very own way. I love the number 3 that you mentioned. It's only 3 people. Just put in your mind, you need to meet 3 people. That's it. And then follow up, right? And in any way, my way of following up is more like liking their photos, leaving a comment, sending a little DM. I'm more like an Instagram person, you know, because to me, I don't read all the emails all the time. So to me, Instagram is where it is, you know, like I connect immediately because it's like photos, right? You see the photos, you see the connection. So to me, that works too. And I'm very like new school. New school, you know, because I go to events and I'm like, oh, right away, connect through social media. And whenever they don't have social media, I don't know what to do. Now I know.
and I am old school. So
Yes.
you're right. I need to evolve a little bit more on this new way of following up and social media. I'm learning. I'm a little bit more active, but I am very old school. I do believe on the personal connection. I do believe on the and the in person. You know, there's a lot of like Zoom meetings. There's a lot of Zoom networking. There's a lot of, and I do it. I do it because sometimes, you know, time wise is the best thing to do, but I don't feel connected. I'm still very old school, so I'm trying to, you know, adjust some things. But so that's why I say, you know, for me, number 3, and I go to about 3 events a week. So
That's
you're
a
talking
lot.
still a lot, you know.
Yes.
It works for me. I was getting overwhelmed. I had stacks and stacks of business cards and thinking, okay, what good is it?
Yeah.
If I'm not doing a follow-up, if I am not building a relationship. Can
Absolutely.
I really build a relationship with 500 people over a period of 3 months? I mean, that is, if you go to a lot of networking events, you can really end up with a lot of business cards.
Cards. I love it. And then let's just go back to LeTip a little bit. I belong to LeTip as well. And it's because these amazing women were always Fabi, Summer, Lori, they were on me to join. And honestly, I was hesitant because, you know, I already been to other like that, maybe not LeTip, but it was so very similar. And I did not like the fact that you have to pay to belong or to you have that pressure. But then I found this group that there is no pressure at all. I mean, of course they're always like saying you need to, you know, to do this, but they help you. It's not like it's something you have to learn. So we do accept guests every so often, every meeting, right? And so if you are a person that is looking to connect with other people, the LeTip is called 215 West, right?
215 West, yes.
Yes.
LeTip.
And how can people be members or how can they be guests?
So, when you talk about referral groups, the reason, you know, some people shy away from that because there are too many rules, there's too structured. Why do I have to pay? So how do I tackle that one, okay? If you're not going to invest in yourself, and if you're not going to a group to get business, where are you going, right? So I need to invest in myself. If I go, networking, I'm still going to spend the $20-$30, for a breakfast, for a lunch, or something like that. So we had LeTip is based on referrals. You're coming here because I'm going to go ahead and open up my network to you. I'm going to go ahead and support you. If I have a need for photography, for branding, my business through photography, I am not going to support anyone else but you, because you're already on my circle of networking. And so those are the bases. So if I have 30 members on that and all of them are thinking of you for that, you already have 30 potential customers. Right. And why shouldn't you pay? Just think, if you go to breakfast with each one of them, if they were not in LeTip, how much will you spend?
Exactly.
It will cost you, right?
Well, first, how long is it going to take you to meet them?
And it will cost you. It will cost you.
Absolutely.
It will cost you. But on top of that, they're going to go ahead and refer their friends. So not only are you getting 30 customers here, but you're going to get 30 times, I don't know.
That's
how
right.
many.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can you be a part of LeTip? Jackie.
You can go through me.
Yes, absolutely. You need to contact Jackie because she can bring you as a guest. Now, LeTip is category exclusive. What does that mean? That I'm not going to have 3 or 4 photographers in that group competing for the same business. So let's say that you are on photography or that you're doing window tinting. No, you cannot belong to the chapter I belong to. You can come as a guest to the chapter I belong to see the energy, the potential of networking with such an organization. Now, LeTip is called LeTip International. We have 260 chapters around the United States and Canada.
It's huge.
We have 10 chapters here in Las Vegas. So that means that you have 10 different opportunities to belong to another chapter.
Wow.
But if you are the only window tinter like I am, then you can visit all those chapters. So I'm not only reaching out to 30 people, but all the other people in Las Vegas.
And the magic of this is that they also refer from other groups. So if for some reason they don't have a window tinter, they always can come and say, "Oh, Lori is in the network," so we can refer to her. And that is what I really liked on LeTip. So we're gonna have Summer in the podcast, and she will be talking all about LeTip. So, but I really want to invite you, if you're watching this podcast, because it's really a great opportunity for you to not only connect with other people, but also to get connected with other networks that might not be in your reach. And that is what makes it magic. And I want to say I've been there for what, 2 months, 3 months?
About 3 months, yeah.
And I already got my investment back. I mean, I not only made a lot of friends, I also made really good, meaningful connections, and I got some business out of it. So I feel that it's really something that is worth it. It's totally worth it, and I totally recommend. But going back to you, Lori, so how can people find you in social media?
Oh my gosh, what a good question. I said I'm not very active on social media, so that means that I don't. I am Window Tint Films LV on Instagram.
Okay.
I am Window Tint Films LV on TikTok. I have Window Tint Films on LinkedIn, and I am Lori Borgwald as on my personal profiles, and I do post a lot about my business. I do post a lot if you want to know about grandchildren and doing things with grandchildren. I post a lot about my my grandchild, and then just being a little bit goofy or just about networking, sharing about networking or going to a networking event. So that's how you can find me with Window Tint Films LV for Las Vegas.
And if you wanted to connect with somebody that knows everyone here in Vegas, that's definitely Lori. She knows everyone. And I love that of you. You're very social. You're very soft-spoken too. So it's not, you're very easy to talk to. So since I met you, I saw that of you and I loved it. So I thank you so much for taking the time. I cannot wait for people to read your story in the campaign. Remember October 11th to save the date, because that's the day we're going to be releasing that book. And Lori is one of the people, the women that we have in that campaign. Thank you for being here. Just don't forget that if you need window tinting, you need security films,
branding
and more.
Films, and more. Yes, anything on your windows, just let me know. And if I don't have it, I can connect you.
Love it. She will find somebody for you. So thank you, Lori, again for being here. And I will see you guys in the next episode of the She Means Business podcast. Hasta pronto.
Hasta luego.
Thank you for listening the She Means Business Master Society podcast. We will see you in the next episode.